Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we are continuing on with Forged by Avernus. Our party has found themselves in a bit of a legal dilemma, and things have been going on a little strange last couple days as we're just finishing up with a bit of a time skip. As for why we're time skipping, I will let our local strawberry murderer tell us about. Briar.
Hear me out. They deserved it. Second of all, we started last session, I believe, with falling through the floor uh, onto some unfortunate patrons and a new party member who we would soon to be know soon who soon would soon who we will be meeting soon, which would be Ardent. I can speak. Um, things quickly escalate from there as another shatter goes off, courtesy of Falledar,
Again.
and that goes down into a wine cellar with a raging Dea who had described some unique firepower when she gets a little ticked off. So that ended up exploding, sending the tavern into a burning blaze. Meanwhile, Yek and Briar, who were upstairs, encountered a friendly Drider woman. I believe her name was Ileandra,
Yep.
who helped us escape from the top floor with some webbing. Meanwhile, downstairs, the lizard folk and our party members are still fighting, trying to get out of the blaze. Uh, After a little while, we were able to get out, defeat the lizard folk, and Falledar. I don't know why I think it's Falledar. Um,
I believe it is
but
Falledar.
we're oh, I don't know why my brain's not working. But anyway, uh, Falledar was being taken away by the Hell Riders. The not Hell Riders, the
Flaming
Flaming
Fist.
Fist. Uh, to atone for his crimes. We were also taken as witnesses, so we were all brought to the station, and we were basically told off. At least, mostly Falledar. But this is where we learned Ardent, or met Ardent, and basically took him under our wing as a part of the group. We ended up having to wait a full 10 day for Falledar to go through his punishment, and I think we're picking up right when he is being released.
We're gonna catch up to there just in a moment, but go ahead and take your hero point. But one thing that Falladar has been going through it with some time in the stocks, time in the slammer, but with all the legal movements and a little bit of protection from the Flaming Fist, since he was on a job from them, they were able to shelter Falladar from getting sent to the labor camps. So Falladar isn't going to spend the next decade mining. He is going to be allowed to earn back his fines through work. However, he did lose his position in the Adventuring Society. As the legal battle continued, the fines started to rack up a little bit, and the final sentence for what fines he is going to have to pay came down as thus: for 11 civilian deaths plus Weregild for each of them, it will cost 5,500 gold pieces total. For the death of Skuna and a Weregild from them as a important part of the Elfsong Tavern and its detriment towards violent actions, there is a 900 gold fine. The destruction of the Elfsong's animated armor in the chaos is going to cost 1,500 gold for repair and replacement and the re-enchanting of the armor. The complete destruction of the Elfsong Tavern itself and the lost revenue it is going to have to deal with, there will be another 9,500 gold fine levied against Falledar. As well, the fire was not contained completely to the Elfsong as it spread to nearby buildings. There were 3 buildings damaged. They weren't as badly damaged as the Elfsong, but they were messed up. There will be an additional 3,500 gold fine on there. And for everything that went down, breaking the law, doing civil penalties, and everything dealing with the lawyers and whatnot, there will be another 3,250 gold fine that he will need to pay. So in total, Falledar will need to pay back to the loaners that he ended up having to go to 24,150 gold pieces for the entire event. As well, Falledar has been marked with a handler that is going to keep an eye on him as long as he is still working with the Flaming Fist. If he tries to run from his fines, that's somebody else's problem. But as long as you're working with the Flaming Fist, you will have to have your handler around keeping an eye to make sure there are no further damages. Do you consent to these fines, Falledar?
One moment.
214, we got a runner.
Apologies, I was signing for something. So could you repeat the last question, CC?
Do you consent to these fines and punishments that allow you to keep your freedom for the moment?
Well, this would involve a choice, which I don't really have. So yes, I consent.
No, you do have a choice. The other option is you are arrested immediately, sold into indentured servitude, and work off your fines in the mines.
I'll keep that. I'll put that as option B for later. So I consent to the fine.
Yeah. So this is, you may go about your life earning gold, but they will be keeping an eye on you, and you have to pay back these fines, or you will end up in the mines. But they're giving you a chance.
I consent. I consent to the fines.
Do you also consent to the handler that has been assigned to you?
Reluctantly.
Understandable. So we rejoin the party. Once y'all are getting Falledar himself, you'll know you'll have to meet the handler on the way out. But for the moment, this is the first time y'all have seen Falledar in a 10-day. It has been a mess of an ordeal. Y'all have been raked across the Crolls in the Adventure Society. It has not been a fun event, but it is now over, and this is the first time you are seeing that goddamn hexblade blood.
How is he looking? Does he look disheveled? Like, has he been able to shower?
He's been able to shower. He doesn't look well kept as much as y'all do, because it's been a bit of a rough treatment, especially with people throwing tomatoes at him, at least for 24 hours.
I smell like I took a shower, but I still smell like tomato paste.
All of a sudden, I'm in the mood for pizza.
Is there
Well,
pizza in this world?
Well, my time in the penal area has been illuminating.
Now, what did we learn?
Don't catch chatter on buildings. Don't catch chatter on buildings unless you make sure. Don't catch chapter in buildings.
Right. There are no exceptions.
Unless only as a last resort. Which the situation we were in was not one of them.
Okay.
And don't drink and cast.
No, I'm never drinking anything again unless it's like poison.
So more alcohol.
Oh no, alcohol is for fun. Poison is either for punishment or to increase your tolerance. Or in my mother's cases, when I was being too loud, they needed to shut me up for a few hours.
I'm not going to question their parenting tactics.
I mean, they were kind of evil, but it's family.
Okay.
That reminds me. Well, before we leave, we have to go meet our new. The kind word is party member. The correct term is my handler.
Or your babysitter.
I'm gonna go with handler. It sounds less demeaning. Plus, also, the babysitter isn't going to kill me if I do anything stupid again.
They might. They have that authority.
Eh.
It really depends on how much of a menace to society you are, but I guess we'll see.
All right, did I at least get the name of the person who I have to talk to?
An individual by the name of Rook.
Rook?
Rook.
Well, now's a good time as any to go find them.
Yes, I don't think I'm going to be allowed to leave this place unless they come with us. So, yeah.
Is there anything the party else would like to do before leaving the jail in which Falledar has been held in?
I don't think so. I'd like to get some fresh air.
Yeah, I say it's good to leave.
Yes, let's leave this place.
So, how have things been for you, the rest of you, while I was incarcerated?
Well, I had to grab a new grappling hook. Speaking of, how much are grappling hooks?
What happened to the old one?
5 gold.
It's currently sitting in the
2 gold, but you'll also
bottom
need to
of
get a new
the Elfsong Tavern as a burnt up. Two gold pieces for the grappling hook, and the rope is.
The rope would come out to be 1 gold piece. So 3 total for a new rope and grappling hook.
Yep. All right.
Oh, sorry to hear.
Well, just things that happen, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can find our contact again, and at the very least, we technically did as they asked, so maybe they will consider giving us the information we want.
If anything, all the blame for what happened was on me. You were all just collateral.
Yes, I know.
Oh, you're
Let's
still here.
let's find. Let's continue our investigation into the cult.
Right.
Excuse me, was there any movement or was anything happen during those 10 days of note? Like as far as the city is concerned or like the lockdown?
The lockdown has not ended, and the city is starting to show signs of stress. due to that, more and more people are moving around armed. People are even more wary. Healing potions are out of stock across the city. A lot of the stores are having trouble staying open as you don't have a lot of food coming in. People are making do with whatever they have. But for now, the city is still holding. As for anything less out there, you haven't had time to go look into it because you've been involved in everything that's been dealing with Falledar. So you have not had the time to fully look back into what was going on.
Okay. Yeah.
Having to serve as cross-examined witnesses. Ugh.
Yeah, it takes up
I'll
time.
be happy if I never have to step in a courtroom ever again.
As y'all are walking out of the jail, however, you do notice two individuals standing at the side of the steps down from the jail. It is two tall tabaxi, one of them familiar, one of them not. One of them is the same black tabaxi that y'all first met during the beginning of the investigation. The other one is a tall gray striped cat with a lot longer hair. You can see they're wearing white robes and a blue cloak and hold a staff.
Would Yek remember the name of the one that we already met?
Y'all never actually got his name.
Oh, okay. I remember being lectured.
Yeah, he did lecture you, but you never got his name.
Okay. Well met. Are you waiting for us?
Ah, yes, Falledar. No. It is good you are finally out. No. Are you ready to begin work? No.
Pretty much.
Good. Then you will be glad to hear that you have been reinstated within the Flaming Fist as guest associates to continue your investigation. No.
Thank you, Honored One.
The lot of you are given back the Flaming Fist emblems that were taken from you early in the investigation.
Thank you.
Now,
And I'm assuming any chance of me ever getting that or my adventure license is not even going to even be an option until after the debt is paid.
unlikely. No. There may be the case that you will never be allowed within the Adventure Society again, Nyand, but I am not one of those. So I would not be able to. No.
Has anybody else been a part of the investigation since this whole debacle? Took place.
Unfortunately, our only lead disappeared, Nyand. So no, we have not had the manpower to send people after our missing link. No.
Do we know if she survived the fire?
According to reports from your newest member, Nyan, she was the one that rescued Falledar. Nyan. Some point
Okay.
after that, she disappeared into the crowd. Nyan.
We need to find her.
More likely, she will find you, Nyan.
Have there been any other murders since?
Murders are unknown. Disappearances, definitely. Nyan. 36 individuals have gone missing within the city. Nyan.
Say 36?
that are known. Once you get into the slums, they stop talking to us as much.
Damn.
What do you suggest? Where should we go?
I am uncertain. It is back into the cities. Our best bet is to find Tarina. Perhaps near the docks. She did once work there, as I understand. And it was her dealing with pirates that led us into this situation in the first place.
And the kid did say something about the warehouses having people moving between them, too. On the docks.
Maybe we should check the alleyways. Maybe she's in hiding.
She's definitely in hiding, but unless you have any underground connections, I doubt you will find her unless she wants to be found. Do you have
Oh, what
any
if?
underground connections,
No, 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 not me.
Well, maybe we might. A certain street urchin might still be lingering around.
Oh, him.
It will be worth looking into. Before we go, though, introductions are in order. This is Briarpatch. As you see the taller cat give you a wave. This cat is about 7'11" feet tall. The black cat's only about 7'2". So they're both really tall. Which is a bit normal for the folk, but just so you know, neither of them are wearing armor either.
And above table, you said Briar Patch?
Briarpatch is the name he said, yes.
Oh, this may get confusing. I'm also Briar.
Well, you just have to call me Patch then, or Patches.
Patch. Okay.
I take it you're the handler?
No, that's Rook. I'm here to heal anybody in case they die. Or to prevent them from dying.
Ah. That sounds lovely.
I kind of look back towards Rook at that and just say, So Rook, if I can ask, besides making sure I don't do anything stupid, what do you do?
I'm
Or
usually a
what can you do?
detective here within the Fist. I used to work with the guard, but the fuckers were racist and corrupt. So here I am with the Fist.
Rook is also a tabaxi?
Yes. I will
Okay.
show you both of them.
Okay, cool.
Oh, so he is Rook. Ah.
So you have one black cat by the name of Rook, who is wearing a poncho and baggy pants. And the other is Briarpatch, who has black and gray fur, carries a staff, and wears whites and blues. But Rook also continues on. I'm also rather adept at martial arts and knife play. Briar isn't the best combatant, but if you're trying to die, they're the best one to have around, as they will keep you from dying.
Yes.
Falledar, as well, you are asked to wear this.
Wear what exactly? What is it, like an amulet or a shirt or an
It-
ankle bracelet?
It is a bracelet. Go around your wrist, made of silver, it looks like.
Do I have to wear this?
If you don't want to go to the mining camps, yes. Yeah.
Ugh. I don't like wearing metal on this thing. Can I offer
We
an
can
alternative
track him.
option?
No.
Can I offer an alternative option to this instead? And then that will keep it on my person.
You need to wear it if I am to interrupt your magic if things go wrong. Yeah.
Can I eat it instead?
No. No.
All right. All right. I extend my left arm.
He snaps it around your wrist, and it actually starts to shimmer before blending into your skin as a tattoo of silver.
Oh, okay. That's better than expected. My other idea was I just eat it and keep it like the back of my esophagus or something, but this works too.
We're getting Sun
Well-
Wukong up in this.
Why would you eat it?
Oh, I've got like my mother's did some like weird things to me, so I have like a burnt out hole in the back of my esophagus where I can store stuff.
What?
Do you not all have that?
Briar will just blink at you.
Can I see? You hear from Patches.
I open my jaw and he looks back right past my tonsils. There's like a cavity like in the back of my throat.
You see he uses his fingers to force your jaw open and spread it a little bit. That looks infected. Have you not been eating well? It looks like you've been eating rather badly while you were in the slammer. Perhaps I should do something about that. They put a hand to your chest and start pumping you full of divine energy.
Oh,
As you try to do it,
I
they
kinda
keep it spread. Won't help with the scarring, but it should help with the infection.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how's your sister?
Mm.
Really? That already? I would have thought she'd still be too young for that. Well, I suppose they get around that age. They do start to get into things. You can see Rook in the background pinching the bridge of his nose.
Is this one mentally deficient?
No, he worked with dentists when he was younger. They have an ability to understand people with fingers in their mouths. Briarpatch does not possess it. Oh, shush, Rook. I can perfectly well. He was just telling me about his sister getting to go to the universities.
It's translation skills can talk.
Rook shakes his head again. And it's about that time Briar takes their fingers out and wipes them on your cloak. There is still some cat hair in your mouth.
Yeah. Okay, that's like the eighth most
I'm
annoying
not
thing
going
I've
to
put in
ask
my
about
mouth.
the other 7.
Don't worry, I think like 2 of them I'm not allowed to talk about to mortals. But besides random things that have been done to me by my mothers, where are we headed next?
The docks. Oh, we lose somebody?
No, that was me. That was a misclick. Yeah. All right. Well then, let's carry on. I've got a debt I need to pay for probably the next several years.
All right, let's go.
So you'll begin making your way through the city once again. Falledar, your eyes aren't used to the brightness of the sun right now. You haven't been really out in it since you were in the stocks, and that was full of flying tomatoes and potatoes. You're almost certain somebody threw a mango at you, but it was at your butt, so you don't know if it was or not. It felt like a mango.
a bunch of people who need their food, why would they waste fruits throwing them at me?
Because the fruits are rotten already.
Oh. Also, wait, quick question. Is tomato a fruit or a vegetable? I can't remember.
It's technically a fruit.
Oh.
So this should die down. This will not last forever. You just have to make sure that you pay your debts. You
And
can
don't rack up new ones.
repair your reputation. Don't make it worse.
I'm a hexblood. My reputation's always kind of be shit. I just kind of wish it didn't have a price tag on it now.
A hex what?
Oh, I'm a hexblood. It's the term for people who are created by hags.
Huh. What's a hag? Dia whispers to Vect.
I think that's his race. What's a hex?
It's a long story. I can explain it
I
later.
was asking hag.
I don't really know. My mothers didn't fully explain it before they were slaughtered, so I think it's like a kind of witch. I don't know.
Huh.
They are a dark fae tied to the most primordial of forces, usually working with foul magics and become the villains of fairy tales and nightmares.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good description.
Ah.
They are the exact opposite of what one would normally know as an eladrin.
As we're walking to the docks, I'd like to keep an eye and ear out for anything that could resemble Tarina.
You see a couple of redheads, but everybody's moving quick. There's no leisurely strolls along the main roads anymore. No one window shopping. Everybody seems to be moving with purpose and looking around with distrust.
Okay.
People are also giving your party a wide berth.
I'm assuming because of Falledar.
Or just us in general. As while Falledar may have triggered everything, I was kind of the one who ignited the whole thing.
And you're only down there because my drunk butt decided to cast multiple shatters in an enclosed wooden building. Plus, I kind of openly admitted to the crime. Plus, I kind of admitted and accepted the blame for everything. So I think you're good.
You having a concussion and being mid-fight, they don't blame you. You got a slap on the wrist, but they didn't give you fines or anything.
I understand that, but at the same time, she still feels kind of guilty about it. The fact that she couldn't fully control it.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have brain damage. So anything else as y'all are heading over to the docks again? Rook and Briarpatch seem to be keeping it to the back of the group. Rook seems to want to keep an eye on Falledar as much as possible, and Briarpatch is just happy to be here and just is in the back so they don't walk anybody with their very long legs.
gonna keep an eye out for the urchin that I saw by the around the docks previously.
You make it to the docks themselves, and they are even more empty than last time you were here. You see a tumbleweed roll across the dock and fall into the ocean, only to be eaten by fish.
Huh. And now they had those this far north.
Well, I could try what I did last time, which is just go in a random alley.
The
You know what,
warehouses, for the
Briar?
most part, have been shut down. No one has been allowed in or out of the city, making it very hard to move things out of warehouses at this point.
I'd like to go to the same alleyway that I saw the urchin in last time.
He is not there.
Well, I am out of ideas.
Well, I can think of something. Let's see if we can't find an abandoned pirate ship.
Okay.
You see there are a couple ships still in dock, but not many. None are waving pirate flags.
So, that guy that she was having us take care of. What was his name again?
Deadeye.
Deadeye. What was the name of his ship? I wonder. Because, if I were in that shoes and I had a pirate whose ship was recently vacated due to a sudden death, I might have it take a gander and take it for myself.
Spoils of war.
Exactly.
Let's go to the tavern. Maybe we can ask some questions.
Read my mind.
Which tavern you going to?
There was one on that was like a ship itself that was like permanently docked or something.
The Low
The
Lantern.
Low Lantern.
That's one where we met those friendly guys, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to that one since we had some luck there.
Yep. And hopefully this time there won't be any dropping of it on anybody.
It doesn't take too terribly long to get back over to the Low Lantern. It's a bit later in the day, and people are only just starting to arrive. As you enter, it's much as the same as before, but there are more people moving around.
Yek takes a look around. Does he see any other people we met the last time we were here?
You do not.
Okay. Let's grab a table. Is there an open table, like, or maybe two tables we could push together? Because I think there's
Open
6
one.
of them.
There
You
is
got 1, 2,
indeed.
5, 6 of us. I'm guessing Arden's not with us.
He's with you, but off screen.
Okay. We just grab a table for us with a proper number of chairs.
Gotcha. Easy enough to do with people only just filing in. The bulk of the crowd has not yet arrived.
And maybe this time I'll finally be able to get that drink I wanted.
There are only about 6 people on this floor of the bar with you.
How are they dressed? Are they like dock workers or
Mostly just
uh,
common folk. Do you think some of them are usually sailors, but they don't have work, so they're just kind of here?
Hmm.
You can see the Kenku is still behind the bar.
hey, friend,
Friend?
friend.
They look at you suspiciously.
Drink,
Drink!
drink.
Drink! They point to the board behind them on which many drinks are labeled along with prices.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, not 4, 5, 6. So total of 5. Of course, if our newest companions would like one.
What kind of drink you get? Ale, tea,
Well, I was
wine?
asking the tabaxi if they were interested.
They
at all.
shake their head.
No? Okay, so then it's just gonna be 3, unless you want anything, Briar?
I'll partake.
All right, let's try and get you the same thing that we got you last time. 1 hard cider, but not too hard. The yeah, what was it that you were wanting to get last time?
Last time I drank. This time I will not drink.
Nope. Okay, then it's just gonna be 2. So yeah, 1 hard cider and one of the
They have Purple
golden.
Hill, Vilhan, and Knee Cracker for hard apple cider.
Don't want anything too harsh, so let's just get the. You said Purple Hill.
Purple Hill, yep.
Yep, I get it. That.
2 silver pieces. It's hard apple, cherry, plum, and gooseberry blend.
All right, so 2 each, so that'll be 4 silver. All right. Whoop. Pop, pop. Grab a couple of them.
So what will
Here you
you
go.
do? As you have gotten your drinks.
So what exactly are we looking for with people? Any sign of Tarina?
Tarina or Deadeye. We just wanna. We need to find information.
Well, Deadeye's dead. Ironically enough, but
His
some of
boat.
his boat or what remains of his crew. And that could, and if they don't show up, maybe we can find out who has been replacing them.
So how will you go about trying to find it out?
Briar's gonna take a peek around. Does anyone seem like they don't want to be bothered, or because I
Not
don't want
on
to
this
bother
floor.
someone that doesn't want to be
Everybody's
bothered?
big chilling. They're getting into their drinks. They're excited. More people are starting to come down to the stairs on the floor y'all are on. You do see an individual who's looking a little more uncomfortable head down into one of the lower decks.
Okay, I'll clock that. Would Briar talk to them?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah, Briar is gonna carefully approach.
So you're gonna follow him downstairs?
Yeah.
As you come down a little bit behind the individual that came down here, you come down to another floor with another bar and another kenku. But this one is very differently furnished. Instead of the tables and chairs upstairs, this one has a few of those, but mostly couches.
Alright. And what exactly is this figure?
It was a human. You do not see them at the moment, though you can hear voices coming from the back of the ship.
I'll inch closer, see if I can hear what they're saying.
Now, a little kid. Are you really going to try to be jipping me already? After I went through all that effort to make sure your sister was so well provided for after that recent debacle at the tavern. When everyone thought her injuries would take her out of commission permanently. No, you knew that you had to talk to me if you wanted to get her properly healed in time to go on that wonderful dancing run to really show her stuff and make a name for herself. But and now you're telling me, Kath, that you don't have the money you promised me. What am I to think of that, Keith? Should I believe that you are trying to wrong me after all the good I've done for you? No. But what else would it be, Keith? That's the start of the tone you are hearing as you are listening.
How much is owed?
Are you just yelling that from where you can't see? Because you can't see them right now. They're behind a pillar.
Oh, I would approach the pillar and just not peek around it, but just approach it and say that.
As you come around, you see several things. First, the individual who is sitting on the couch looking very nervous. There is a very large muscular bouncer with a mace leaning against the wall. There is another nobleman leaning on his knees facing the nervous individual. He has this sleek black hair and is well dressed in black and fur. But more concerningly for you is the spine devil that's sitting on the back of his couch that turns to look at you as you come around the corner.
Oh.
Well,
Sorry.
Kath, have you brought something interesting to me? Or perhaps you think this sheep will make it so you don't have to pay. Is this a threat, Keith? Oh, I hope you weren't that foolish. Come and join us, dear sheep.
I think I'm too afraid to refuse, so I will quietly go sit down.
Why don't you have something to drink with me and tell us both why you're here? Little Keith here doesn't seem to know you. So what on earth would you be doing all the way back here? Perhaps looking for tips? Or spying? Or perhaps something more diabolical? Tell me,
No.
what is your name and what you're doing?
My name is Briar. I just overheard and that this person had a debt to you.
Yes, he did. He came and took a loan, taking advantage of my good nature and my connections to get something done quickly. He was to help pay back, but he seems to be wanting to go back on his promise. Quite the ordeal, if I have to say so myself.
I agree. How much does he owe you?
Why don't you tell them, Keith? Do you wish to share with this random sheep? Perhaps they could be your benefactor to save you from the debt you have accrued. Um, 450 gold pieces, sir.
Oh, I was going to help, but I don't have that much.
No, I doubted you did. Quite the unfortunate situation Mr. Keefe here has ended himself up in. After all of that, his sister managed to survive the debacle of the tavern, and now her brother finds himself in quite the strait.
You mean the Elfsong, correct?
I do indeed. Quite the story I heard. Quite the disaster. Things went very bad very fast, and the girl was rather seriously injured by a falling beam. Crushed her leg, and as an up and coming dancer, there was so much potential that could be lost, and as a patron of the arts, I had to step in. But it is an investment, you see. Whenever investment needs to be paid back one way or another. And it seems his
Okay.
little sister is not ready to dance. She may be one day, but one day does not put bread on the table, does it?
No, it doesn't. Look, I really didn't mean to intrude on your conversation. I just saw that Keith was feeling or looking uncomfortable, and I thought I could help.
And so you decided to poke into his private business. Quite the bold assumption for the little sheep.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Oh? Did you wish to play the hero? Swoop
No,
in and save this pitiful fool?
I just thought I could ease up the situation.
Ease it up. From what? It is a simple conversation, is it not, Mr. Keith? There's a panicked nod from Keith.
You're rather intimidating.
I have to be, unfortunately. It is part of my job. I do give people loans, and if I'm not at least a little bit spooky, people have a habit to try to think they can push me out of the deal, run off without paying. And that just won't do. That's stealing gold in quite the exorbitant amounts, don't you think?
I would say stealing is wrong, yes.
So we agree. Mr. Keith here is in quite the predicament, as he is on rights to be stealing from me. Oh, I don't want to see that happen, as the consequences are rather severe for that amount of gold, dear Keith.
Is there anything else he could do to make it up to you?
Unfortunately not, unless he could get his sister to dance. If he could do that, perhaps she'd be willing to make money again. And of course, as a patron of the arts, perhaps we'd be able to make money together. But, as I understand it, she's terrified to go back to the taverns and dance, saying that the horned man may return.
Oh, I know who that is.
Oh,
I could try to get him to apologize.
I don't think apologizing will help at all with drama. More likely, it will scar the girl first, as he, this horned man, comes directly to her after destroying her life. And neither of us want that, do we, Mr. Sheep?
No, no, don't want that.
No. So, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to extend your deadline by half a 10. If in that time you are either able to bring me the gold in which you owe, or at least the first payment, I will see it as a response that you are willing to continue on with paying debt. How the other choice, you may find a way to get your sister properly dancing. She is quite the prodigy, even with her injuries, and it would be a shame to lose such talent. However, if you want to take neither of these very generous offers that I am giving you, well, I think I will have to come and collect. And we both know that's not what I want to do, but you will be forcing my hand, young Keith. So, why don't you run along and talk to your mother and tell me and find the best path for your family moving forward? Um, um, that means scurry on. Okay. And he gets up and just kind of hurries up the stairs. As the eyes
Briar.
then turn to you, Briar.
Briar's gonna take out their pouch and put 30 gold on the table.
Oh no, my dear. I think you should keep it. He's in quite the strait of his own, and loaning from more people is only going to teach him the wrong lesson.
I don't want it back.
And what happens when he takes another loan that he cannot pay? And he is expecting someone else to come swooping in and pay for him instead. That is setting up a bad habit, Mr.
Briar, if you must know.
Yes, so you said.
Just take it.
Now, Mr. Bryan, what can I do for you?
I did.
You see the spine devil shift on the couch behind him. The long spines on its back moving up a little bit as it breathes.
Briar will shakily look up towards the stairs and. Do you know Tarina?
Perhaps I do. Perhaps I don't.
Do you know
What?
where she is?
Ooh, looking for someone. Well, I do from time to time work in the sale of information. What is this information worth to you, Mr. Briar?
It is worth
Uh,
a great
uh,
deal.
Before you say anything, perhaps you should go and talk it over with your friends that are upstairs waiting for you, are they not?
They are.
Good. Then be a good little lamb and go talk to your friends before you make a choice that will get you into trouble. You don't want to end up like Mr. Keefe, now do you? I thought you were
No.
smarter sheep than that.
No. Briar's gonna get up, grab their shepherd's crook, and just back up and quickly just turn around and just bolt up the stairs.
What's the rest of the party been doing after Briar left?
Not much. Falledar doesn't really do much for sake of not adding more to his finds.
Yek is going to try to listen to other conversations going on in the tavern and see if he can filter out anybody talking about the elf song or what happened there, or Tarina, or Deadeye, or his crew.
Mostly what you hear around here is people trying to forget songs of ancient or old adventures, grand tales on the sea, and stuff of that nature. Nobody's really gossiping at the moment.
Okay.
Dale will be trying her hand at Baldur's bluff for the first time, trying to actually learn how to go through it and play the game.
Do you mean Baldur's Bones?
Oh yeah, Baldur's Bones, that's right.
Where's the stuff for Baldur's Bones? Just roll me a dice. Roll, I don't know where the rolls are. Just gonna waste time.
Like just a d20?
The actual proficiency for dice.
Oh, okay.
You should have a tool proficiency for it.
Yes. Attribute?
In this one, it will be Dex.
Okay.
You're rolling relatively well. Now make a second one with Charisma to see how you do on betting. You roll relatively well, but you're not taking any big risks. There's a couple that go by that you probably could have bet higher on. You make at least some gold with you winning about 16 silver and 5 copper pieces.
Sweet.
But it is during all of this, you'll see first a very panicked individual shoot up from the lower floor, rush up the stairs again, and disappear from the tavern without anyone so much as looking at them. Then, a few moments later, you see a very panicky Briar come dashing up as well.
Yeah, whoever's the first one they see, Briar's just going to full on run full speed into them. I don't know who that would be.
It would be Yek and Falledar, as they're the ones that didn't leave the table.
Yep, full speed. It's not very. It's a very soft impact considering how fluffy they are.
Did you tackle Yek or Falledar?
Let's go for Yek.
As you try to tackle the old man.
Yeah.
Old man,
What happened?
Fluffed.
What's going on?
There's a man downstairs who may know about Tarina, and he's very scary. He had a spine devil with him.
Spine devil. No
He was
matter.
picking. He was picking on that man who just left, and I thought I could help, but now he's tied me into something that I don't think I want to be a part of.
You don't have to be a part of anything you don't want to.
But he told me to get you guys.
Technically, he said
Because he knows
go
what's
talk
going
to your companions
Oh, he told me to talk to you.
before you get involved in something you can't step out of.
Yeah, he advised me to talk to you before I go back and ask about Tarina.
He knows of Tarina.
Hmm. At least he claims.
And what does he want in return?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's get John. I'm so sorry. Let's get Dea.
Let's get
Dea.
Let's get drunk.
Because that went so well last time. But
Let's get Dea.
Dea is across the room playing Boulder's Bones with a couple of other sailors.
So then I took the guy and I threw him off the ramparts, and it just made the weirdest scream. It was just before he splatted against the desert sand.
I tap on your shoulder. Dea.
Oh. Hey,
Briar found someone that might know something.
sweet. And I just made a decent little bit of coin. Thanks for the game, guys. She looks back to the sailors and
They give you a cheer from their drinks as they continue to play.
all right. So, what do you got?
There is a man downstairs who told me to come talk to you and confirm. If I should barter for information about Tarina.
What do you look like?
Look back, black hair. Had a spine devil behind him.
A what now?
A spine devil. A devil.
All right.
I look at you and I just shrug like I don't know what that is.
All right. Well, whatever it is, if it's too big and scary, that's okay. You can just sit behind me. All right.
It was actually pretty small, I think.
It's
Well, I
about
mean,
the
a
size
little
of
more
a
of the
medium
guy.
creeper. Medium creature.
Creeper, oh man.
Oh, it's gonna explode. I'm not the only one who explodes.
So it's probably about 5'4" in height.
Oh, it's taller than me.
Uh-huh.
It's taller than me.
Meow.
All right. They got the information. We can try and see what we can get out of them. And if you're too scared, just like I said, stay behind us. We can head ourselves. Is that right, Yek?
Definitely. But what about Falledar?
He
Look back.
speaking
We are in a wooden
speaking
establishment.
I will not cast shatter in this. I will not cast shatter in this building. I will simply rip it apart with my voice in mind.
No,
speaking of
we are looking
you
to
Let's not do any of
cause
that.
collateral damage.
Again, I'm
speaking
not casting shatter in the. And again, I'm not casting shatter in the building.
Thank you.
And dude looks behind to Rook and and Patch. Who's like,
Oh,
it's
sure
like
he
finger.
doesn't. No.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's okay, puppy. Let's go down and say hello to these guys.
speaking of Falledar, he was mentioned in the conversation prior with the gentleman that left.
What? How?
Well, this gentleman's sister apparently was trying to be a dancer and she was injured when the roof collapsed. And the gentleman was concerned about her health, or was that she was injured and she's too afraid to dance now, and he wants her to dance, but she can't, and she's afraid of Falledar.
You're sure about that?
Said the horned one.
Okay.
The
I'm
villagers
gonna
might
have to-
want to stay upstairs.
All right, I'll wait up here. If I hear violence occur, I'll come down and assist.
Yek's gonna look around. Does anyone like recognize Falledar in this tavern? And
Nobody seems
Like-
to be paying any mind. The bartenders are keeping an eye on it,
okay,
but none of the patrons seem particularly bothered. But the bartenders are definitely keeping an eye on it.
okay.
You're pretty sure they know who he is.
Probably plastered across every town crier in Baldur's Gate. All right, but
I also kind of classed one of the most famous taverns in the city.
I'm just
Yeah.
imagining a town crier doing his crying, somebody coming up with a wanted poster and slapping it on their chest with lathering their glue across the chest, just bam, slap it on the town crier and leave. He's just like fuck.
I'm
Um,
kind of reminded of the town criers from Assassin's Creed 2, the outrageous stories they would have.
Yep.
Yeah, Briar will lead the way downstairs.
wait. Before we go down, I think Falledar should come with us.
You sure?
I think. I
Look,
think. I mean,
look. How far? Look, let's get to the stairwell, and I'll just cast disguise self.
no, not under disguise. I want him to see that, you know, you're with us. You know what I'm saying? We got your back.
That seems like a terrible idea, but I'll go with it. The group agrees.
All right, let's bring him with us. At the very least, they'll know that if they screw us over, there's at least one
There's a-
person who's willing to do something incredibly stupid.
My point exactly.
All right.
Let's go. I'm assuming the Tabaxi are going to follow us as Faldar's coming.
They are going to keep their distance a little bit. They seem to have a better idea of what's going on, but they haven't said. They
Let's see
are.
what happens.
At least Rook is a Flaming Fist member. Dealing with the Underground with a Flaming Fist member might cause more issues, which is why he's keeping his distance.
All right. Lead the way.
All right, I'll lead the way.
So you make your way back downstairs, and Briar, the first thing you notice is there's a lot more people in armor down here.
Hey,
There's at least 5 bouncers, one solidly in armor. I think he's wearing split.
okay.
And there
I
are a pair
will
of drow
approach
at the
the-
other end of the ship watching you from a distance.
Ah, quite the welcome.
They know what we are capable of.
Yeah, Briar will try to find the man who was talking to them before.
Oh, he hasn't moved. He's still lounging in his seat. You do notice the bag of gold is gone.
The 30 that I dumped.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Briar, welcome back. I see you have gone and collected your friends.
Yes.
Good. Why don't you have a seat?
Sit down.
Would any of you like something to drink? As I understand it, the cider upstairs is a little on the weak end, and not as tasteful as some of the elven wines that I have. Can I tempt you?
Nah.
I'll pass.
Well, you can't.
I would imagine you would, Mr. Falledar.
Learned that lesson, unfortunately.
So I've heard.
I'm a satyr. I would be a fool to refuse.
He pours you a drink and slides it across to you. And
I'm gonna
the
smell it.
other compatriots, will you be joining us for a drink?
I am only here on business.
Ah, but business is so boring if you don't have something to wet your lips with. All that talking will cause cracks, especially for someone as old as yourself. Please, it's on me. As he pours a second glass and slides it towards you, Yek.
I'll take a sip.
It is some fancy dancy wine, nice and sweet. It is a beautifully made elven wine.
I'm gonna smell mine first before I take a sip.
Smells like alcohol.
I'll
Smells
take
like
a
wine.
sip.
You get the same thing. It's a beautiful elven wine.
This is not for me. I put it down.
Such a pity. I thought you would have known taste. But perhaps for your people you have different taste buds. I've never tried orcish wine myself.
Orcish ale.
I've never had the taste for it. Mead, perhaps, but not ale. Too crass for me. I prefer something finer. But to each their own.
Are you ready to talk business?
Of course. Why don't you have a seat?
I sit down.
Now, what is it I can do for you?
We need to get in touch with Tarina.
Indeed. The missing link from the Elfsong Tavern disappeared after being suspected of working with the Flaming Fist. Quite the debacle, wouldn't you say?
I'm not interested in her personal life.
Ah, but you see, it's her personal life that makes it important. After all, she's a rather interesting woman. Quite sly as well, and well versed in staying unseen. It's not as easy to find her as it is to find some namby-pamby noble child and who's decided to ransom her. She has the skills to remain unseen.
Well, she owes us a debt, and we intend to collect.
I see. I can understand. But you see, my efforts do come at a cost.
And what does that cost?
That depends on what you are willing to pay. Let's see. Let's start cost at 75 golden dragons.
The cost must be conditional on on our success using your information.
Oh, no, that is not how this works. As she could have moved, but I find it unlikely that she will have. After all, what is an informant if his information is faulty? It could have changed, but I can say with reasonable certainty that I do know where she is. Whether she remains there is a thing to be seen.
I already gave you 30 gold.
You gave this man 30 gold?
Yes,
On a different matter. Not
What matter?
for
that's
this.
true.
Why?
Because I wanted to help somebody.
That 30 gold goes towards the 75.
It does not, as it was not part of the deal. Nor was any deal made.
What
Briar's
deal
just
was
gonna say,
made for the 30 gold?
It was not. Your friend
What
left
was the deal?
He seemed to want to make a donation. And after he left, I gladly accepted.
Briar's just gonna sink down in the chair.
35.
Oh,
They'll try to
no.
haggle.
75 all the way to 35? Not a chance. Not a chance.
75 minus 30 is 45.
And this gold is not counted at all amongst what you are looking for they are two separate matters.
Of course you fucking creatures would do this.
He's just gonna give the side eye. 50.
You're trying to haggle. You're trying to haggle with monsters. What are you expecting?
Says the man who recently murdered the people. Which one of us is the monster?
Both of us. I willingly accept it though. At least I accept and know what the hell I am. You're just some fucking thing that I assumed the celestial realm spat out because you're too useless.
And yet you come to me for my talent. Due to his words, however, I think I will need to increase the price. Now our beginning total will be 90 gold.
And thus the deal had. All right. Here's my. All right. Shall we show our counter offer? You all don't need insight. You all just can see Faldar's about to attack him.
No. Gonna put a hand over his mouth and just be like, do not make us regret keeping you here.
Can I
I
get
just
a
roll my eyes.
perception from everybody but Falledar?
I'm gonna use a hero point because I have a lot of them to burn.
What was the roll that you asked for? I'm sorry.
Perception. Eyeball.
Oh, percent. Okay, give me 1 second.
23.
I'm sorry, it's going to take me a second. The computer's locked up.
You good.
I swear to God, if you start some shit again, I will
Okay.
leave you behind.
Okay, I did not start the last fight. I made it worse, but I did start it.
That is fair. But we'll see how the last roll, because I got Briars. I just need I need deer yaks.
Yeah, you need mine. I'm just my computer
seems
froze,
too good.
guys.
You are
I'm
good.
trying to. I was gonna say either if someone can roll for me, or I'm logging on my phone. Give me
Okay.
a second.
Well, if you're rolling on your phone, I won't need to. But if you can't roll through there, I can just roll for you.
Yeah, I don't mind if you roll for me.
I'm gonna give it a second though, see if you can get through your computer, because I usually prefer to let y'all roll.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
let's see
I've got a. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to reset the computer, and it's doing the same thing it did earlier, so I'm a little worried. But let me see if I can.
Any luck?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I just realized I got 6 fans in my computer.
I got a fair few. I think I got at least 4, maybe 5.
Who just left?
Did we lose somebody?
That was
Oh,
Kai.
it was Kyra.
Kai's been this thing for a while. I guess they just logged off.
No, they went to the dead zone meeting there asleep. Kicking them out. Any luck?
I am loading. Yes, I'm loading it right now on my phone, and it is come up. Now I just got to figure out where the dice are. Oh, I found them. Okay, and then when I just got to figure out where. Can I just roll a 20 die?
Yeah, just tell me what I'll add your perception bonus.
Okay, thank you.
You got a 12 and have a +1 to perception for a 13. Yek and Dea, you're a little distracted by what Falledar's currently doing, but Briar, you are on the ball, having been here before. You're a little more aware of what's going on in the room. As Falledar becomes more aggressive, the person in front of him still remains very cool, but you can see the hackles on the spine demons start to rise. More worrisome, you can hear the shift of armor as everybody else is slowly going for weapons. The moment Falledar tries something, hell is gonna break loose. There's one other thing you know because you've been dealing with politics and the law for the last couple days. This man is dressed like a noble. He seems to deal with large amounts of money. Getting in a fight with this guy, if he brings the law on you, Falledar is screwed, and most likely y'all's party loses. With y'all already be on probation, y'all are gonna lose membership in the Adventure Society. If he's playing as a noble, maybe not. If he is a noble, depending on how high it is, this could screw the entire party if it goes far enough south.
Briar is going to shoot Falledar a look. And this is the dirtiest fucking look you've ever seen Briar give. You don't think they were even capable of doing it until they just done it. Not gonna say anything, just give you just a glare.
Falledar just sighs and sits back down.
Sorry about that.
You see
95.
the man takes a sip of his wine, completely unbothered by what's found. He seems very confident in his card.
Well, I can't haggle any further with this.
You might still be able to. He said he raised the base price.
Well, give us a location on her, or gonna look to Yek.
How much do you have? I have 20 gold.
86.
47.
Seems like this.
195.
No,
You
you
need
don't have
money.
any gold.
Yeah, you need
You have
everything you can get.
You have like negative. What was it? 12,000.
24,000.
Negative 24,000 gold.
I don't know. CC didn't take it on my sheets, but I thought I still had it.
You have it for now, but you do need to pay back.
Hmm.
I pull up 95 gold and I place it on the table.
Wait, I thought the price was 90.
95. He went up by 10.
Wait, it was 75 and then he went to 95?
20. Sorry.
Oh, 20. Okay. So,
I can do math, I promise.
okay.
I put the 95 gold on the table and I just like remain silent.
See, that is far better way to deal with it. But due to your friend's earlier advancements, perhaps I can offer you an alternative. If you're willing to listen. You can see a small curl at the edge of his lips. He seems to be enjoying this.
Briar's ears will give a little wiggle.
If
A favor?
you are willing to do a job for me, I will be willing to lower the price to 40 gold.
The job above the table? Or
As
something a
much
little
as it
bit less?
can for mercenaries.
Well, I am about that life. Actually have a mercenary life background feature, so. Alright.
But it will be needing to be something the crew of you take on together. So, you will
Okay.
need to get your allies to agree with you before anything.
What's the job?
That remains to be seen. I can send it to you once you have gone and checked in. But it is nothing more than a... how to put it? Something you would do anyway. Dealing with the worst of our kind, and those that like to break deals.
I guess Yak will look over at to Falledar and Briar and Dea and be like, it's up to you guys.
We can save some coin, and if it's something that we didn't normally do, then I don't see a problem.
How long will this job take?
Oh, no more than a day or two, I'd imagine. Just hunting down the fool. They're within the city, too, so perhaps maybe only a few hours if you are talented. Though more likely, I'd guess a day or two.
Debt collection?
Something of the nature, yes.
Someone didn't pay their protection money.
Oh, it's not protection money. Somebody thought they could make a swing on me. So, people need to remember who's in charge. You are going to be assisting, remedying. But we can speak on that more once you have returned. All you need to do is sign here. As he slides a piece of parchment across with terms and conditions written all the way down with lines at the bottom for y'all's signatures.
I read the entire thing as fast as I can.
It seems pretty straightforward. The acceptance of a deal for information, the requirement of a job with no pay, all kinds. It's just standard contract legally stuff.
As long as there's no hidden agenda, I will sign it.
Not as far as you can see.
Okay.
You are curious as to when he wrote this? Because you didn't see him do it?
I would like to cast Detect Magic
As a spell or a...
as a spell. A spell.
You can feel there is abjuration, divination, and maybe one other. Give me a second. And necromancy.
Briar will shiver to whisper that to the rest of the party.
That's on the actual scroll.
That's what Briar picks up
Okay.
from the magics that are on the scroll.
Do you mind if we converse for a moment?
Not at all.
I'm gonna drag everyone over to a corner.
Yeah.
And
What?
magic. The thing is magic. Necromancy, divination, abjuration.
I mean, yeah, some contracts you gotta sign, they'll have some kind of gias binding them.
Something's off about this man. I don't know what it is.
I mean, he's obviously a smarmy ass, rich, pompous prick, but sometimes you gotta deal with them.
This is standard procedure for contracts. I did not see any hidden messages in the contract. As long as we uphold our end of the deal, the contract is fulfilled.
We get paid, and everyone lives happily ever after.
You note it's not something you get paid for.
We
Well,
just get a discount, pretty much.
Yeah,
yeah,
you get a
but
discount on
it's
the
just
job.
it's just a form of it's a figure of speech.
He does seem like a... He seems like a shithead. He does seem like a loan shark who, if you fuck over, will fuck you up. But people like that, if they don't have their reputation, they're nothing. So if they go around breaking contracts willy-nilly, if those people live, they completely lose their work. So you have that to rely on as well.
Yeah, but I'm trying to above table. Why the fuck would he have a spine devil?
Summon devil.
Yeah, certain
That's true.
spellcasters.
It's one of the
I mean,
summon.
hell, you can summon a quasit.
The main ones you see are fiends, undead, or fae. Or celestials. The celestials generally are a lot stronger. But it's probably just one of those that he bound.
Okay.
Fiends are one of the more common ones, as they can be forced to last longer, as the summoning magic is a little bit different than the other summoning spells. And it's not going to get you arrested on the spot like undead. If you fuck around too much.
Alright. Briar will let people go back to the seat. They just wanted to let people know.
Okay, you're just not familiar with this life yet. But trust me, spend a few years doing merc work, you'll be right as rain with it, and Dale will sign it.
I believe Yuck already did.
Yeah, Yike signed it before he knew it was magical.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm. That just
He
leaves...
just assumed there was like a thing. He assumed there was.
That leaves Dea and... No, Dea just... Falledar and... Briar, I believe.
Briar will take a moment before signing.
I should also point out, the quill he has is this long, black raven's quill. The tip of it is very sharp looking and has a red ink.
Yeah, Briar is shakily writing their name.
So not seeing I must not tell lies at the back of my hand, am I?
No, you just see your name scarred across your forehead. But that leaves us with just Falledar left.
Falledar. Baldur doesn't think a demon is going to hold the contract, but he doesn't have a choice. He bites his finger, draws the blood, signs it in his blood.
A little over exuberant, but it will hold.
You're fiends. You're fiends. I figured everything had to be signed in blood.
He takes the scroll, signs it himself, and then furls it up, holding it up, and it disappears in a puff of smoke.
All right.
If you take the main route back towards the lower district, there are a number of warehouses. Along the path, you will see a small alley just across from an abandoned tailor shop. If you enter the alley there and follow the alley deeper into the warehouse district, you will come across a large green warehouse. Its name has long since fallen, and the back door is unlocked. Inside, in the third stall from the right, you will be able to find, if you move the hay that is still strewn within the warehouse, a small escape hatch. Should you take this down into the sewers and follow the tunnel in which it is made into, you will find a door. Speak the words, "We meet under the fullest of moons," and the door will open for you. It is here that Tarina is hiding. Or at least she was, as of 4 hours ago.
Right. We meet under the full moon.
Yes.
The fullest of moons.
Fullest of moons. All right. That was 4 hours ago. I say we start getting moving.
Someone will come and deliver your next job in the morning. I wish you the best of luck.
They will nod and get up and make for the exit.
Briar will follow.
As will Yek.
Falledar?
Baldur leaves last.
They'll make y'all's way back upstairs, back to the sounds where people are celebrating and enjoying, away from the man down below. It's a very different atmosphere.
It's a shame we couldn't be able to be in these places when they're actually bustling. But we got our target, we got our location, and we got a password.
And all it took was making a deal with a monster that can easily betray us and then cut our heads off.
Well, if he betrays the contract he himself signed, he pays the price. That's
Pays
how
the
Gios.
price. He's a devil. He could probably just break the contract like nothing and just immediately murder us.
Oh, how do you... For one, how do you know he's a devil?
Are y'all
He's
just
a
having this
monster. He's got some.
conversation just in the middle of the bar, by the way?
I'm just saying like this as walking, like a walking conversation.
Telepathic
getting-
messages.
Yeah, we're
I-
leaving. We leave the bar. Actually, we just keep.
Okay,
We're gonna
I
go
just
down
wanted
there.
to make sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't say this in a giant crowd of people.
Yex does his best not to be around Falledar in public, but when we're talking and walking, definitely.
Yeah, you'll make it out of the low lantern pretty easy. There's not too many people. It's kind of dark now at this point.
You say he's a monster. I mean, he very well could be, but just not like an actual monster. You just spout stuff off all the time, and it seems like you never really have any proof.
He's a monster. He summoned a piece of paper that we had to sign, and then he immediately disappeared.
So
He's
can
either a
any
devil or
wizard.
some.
Any wizard
He's
can
either.
do that.
Why the hell would a wizard need to make a deal with people?
She just looks at.
Contracts.
Contracts are just
Uh,
pieces of paper that people manipulate in order to get what they need. Then they tear them up and kill the person and kill the other person.
Wait, Falledar. I agree with you. I agree with you that he was a fiend. I agree. If he was like a moral person, he wouldn't just take Briar's money. So
But still,
it's, you have to understand people's intentions. Even if he's a fiend, he still has the intent of continuing to make more money. And in order to make that money, he needs to have a reputation.
Okay, I kind of get it, but why would you need a reputation if you could just kill everyone who gets in your way and steal their money? Seems simple enough.
You can do
God.
that. You can't do that inside of the city. You can do that, but you'd have to be like a warlord that ran their own like fiefdom.
And
Not.
even then, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I said, and even then, you're too cruel. You go back on too many contracts. Eventually, people are gonna have enough of it. Besides,
Then you
that's one
killed.
of those
Then
things
you
I
killed.
absolutely hate about people and the stereotypes of mercenaries, saying that we're all just waiting to stab each other in the back. Do you know what kind of mercenary company stabs their employers in the back and switches sides? The mercenary company that goes out of business. That's not how we operate. Okay? That's just a stereotype made up by assholes who don't understand how merc work works. You know what the difference is between a soldier and a mercenary? Stop paying your soldiers and you'll find out real fucking quick. She's gonna keep walking off.
Falledar seems to understand it, though what he was taught about the world is clashing a little bit, but he doesn't speak further. He seemed to have been taught about the world simply about there are those who are alive with power and those who are dead. It's never seemed to be taught nuance.
Right. Don't worry. We will uphold our end of the contract and make sure nothing happens.
All right.
Yek's gonna just go off the memory of exactly what, even though Sand doesn't know, Yek would know exactly what the guy said, the directions
Yeah.
of.
Out of curiosity, whose gold did you leave behind? Because I want to make sure we have it written in that you left the right gold. Because multiple people had gold out. I just want to know which group.
The only person who paid for that one was me. I paid the 95 out of my stuff.
Well, you only paid
No, it wasn't
40.
95. It was 40. It was only 40. So mark it as 40.
No, I was told it was 95.
Yeah, and then you got the job, and he lowered
We signed that contract that made it 40.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, I was too into character. I completely forgot about that part.
Yeah, that's why I'm making sure we have it here. It was 40 gold that you left behind that came from Falledar.
Right.
Yeah. Also, like above table, I'm actually just Dea as a character doesn't like the negative stereotypes of like backstabbing when it comes to contracts and mercenary work. That kind of just struck a nerve with her.
It's not above table. It's not ever. It's not necessarily a stereotype. It happens a lot.
A lot. Funnily enough, though, a lot less often than people would actually admit in historical context.
Yep.
Mercenaries actually tended to be very effective and very well done soldiers. It's why the
Right.
Landersknechts were so sought after by the German nobility.
Even
And let's
today,
continue on with the game. So history.
Sorry.
I
Oh,
love
sorry.
history,
I'm
but
sorry.
not the place. If y'all want to sit here and talk history, I'm fine with it. But
Okay, sorry.
y'all are in a game.
Sorry.
So the green warehouse is what I'm looking for.
Yes. Is there anything y'all are up
Uh,
to along the way? Because at the end of
I
the day,
guess
this could be an ambush. Falledar could be right. It could be backstabbing you and sending you into a trap.
um, yeah, I'm gonna take the chance. The the underlying mission is much more important to not pursue. So Tarina is a very important piece of this puzzle.
And the rest of the group.
Briar's just gonna keep extra attention out for anything that could pop out.
It is dead silent on the streets now. There's nobody moving around.
That's what worries me.
Well, we'll at least hear them coming. If it's that
As,
silent.
as we walk, Yek's gonna go to Briar. Briar, promise me to only make donations in churches.
Promise.
No more donations to fiends.
I was trying to help somebody.
Some people cannot be helped. You have to understand. I understand your motives. But imagine if you were in a place where every time someone came to ask you for help, you helped them. Would you have time to help yourself? Because that word would spread that you're the person to go for help. Do you understand?
I do.
It
Then you
also
would.
rings in your head, Briar, that this is almost exactly what the man said as well when you were first offering. In a different light, but
Yeah,
pretty much verbatim. Continue
pretty much. Yeah, Briar will keep quiet and keep walking.
A person's debt is always their own.
Mm.
If there is anybody to keep an eye out for, it's the spooky, scary cultist people. Ooh.
It's at that point you'll hear the clap of something moving.
As we're walking the docks,
Yeah, you're more in the alleys at this point, but
I
We'll
look
look
up.
towards it.
it's coming from in one of the other alleys.
I hear something.
Hmm?
Move towards the noise.
Clack, 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 clack. You keep hearing it. The clatter of something hitting against each other.
Is it like a horse sound?
Doesn't sound like horse hooves, no. Roll me a Arcana check. No, not Arcana. Perception. Perception's what I need.
Okay. Second. Perception.
Yek, you immediately know that sound. You've lived a long life. You've been an adventurer for a while, and you immediately can put a pin to that sound because it is one of the worst sounds. That is the sound of bone on bone. The clack of a skeleton.
This is not good.
What?
I think there's undead here.
Cultists?
No, undead.
No, like undead cultists.
Sorry?
Like undead cultists. Like cultists that are undead.
Maybe. But that sound, I do not like it. Be prepared. And at that point, Yek will cast Mage Armor.
Hideo will draw her great sword and activate the light source from it.
I will pick up a few pebbles and cast Magic Stone.
Falledar, you up to anything?
Falledar doesn't do much.
So how will the party move forward? As y'all can hear the clack, 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 clack.
Dea, lead us towards the music. Towards the footsteps.
All right. I'll take point.
I'll be
I'd
Grasping
like
ready.
to
this
try to go.
sword
go
in
first.
both
Okay.
hands, sort of raise it up into a higher guard, and slowly inch your way towards the sounds that he was mentioned.
I'd like to try to move stealthily.
Go ahead and roll me that stealth check.
Can I move stealthily as well?
Yeah, just need
Can I
stealth
use?
checks. Briar's.
Can I use my MVP
Yes, you
thingy?
can.
I'm gonna use it. I believe I roll with advantage.
Are
I
those
got
the
a
only two
bright
that are
glowing-
stealthing?
Yeah, I got a bright glowing light. I can't really be stealthing with like that.
Not in the dark now.
You're just drawing attention away from us.
Farley, that's the wrong game. Falledar, are you rolling stealth?
I rolled already. I got a 14.
Are you private rolling? Yeah, you're private rolling. I didn't see it.
Yeah, that was a misclick.
As y'all come around the corner, you can start to hear chanting from what sounds like a woman. You hear the sound of some kind of ritual magic being cast. The slow chant of some kind of magic. You can still hear the clack of the bones.
Can I see them yet?
They are just around the next corner. As you hear them start again. By bone and breath that once did cease, I call thee force, disturb thy peace. From dust and grave, from death's cold keep, awaken now from endless sleep. Obey my will, by dark unspoken, rise once more, by this word broken. As you hear the clatter start to get more excited before stopping again. You hear a growl of annoyance around the corner.
We have to stop whatever's happening.
Go.
Right? They'll around the corner, sword drawn, And just sort of gaze and see what it lights up.
As you rip around the corner, you see a narrow alleyway, and in between you, there is a glowing ritual circle that is full of these black and purple tendrils that are surrounding what looks like a corpse. The corpse itself has been ripped open, and you can see the bones strewn around on the ground. In front of that, there is a woman a few paces away with a gnarled staff and this really ripped up black cloak. It looks like it was once a pretty nice cloak, but it is in absolute shreds, as is the woman's large hat. She looks very pale and she looks relatively young, maybe late teens, early 20s in age, and she has frozen when y'all come around the corner. You can also see a skeleton kind of shifting side to side right behind her.
Greetings, Miss Cultist. As I slowly inch towards her in the circle. You wouldn't happen to be praying to one of your dead three, would you?
You see she glances around. One foot moving back just a bit.
They continue to advance forward like a stalking predator, like a fucking lion. Just
Gonna follow behind.
I'll be behind. Yek.
as I go closer, can I make any discerning features of the victim or the body on the ground?
The problem with the body is it looks like its skeleton has come out, so it's kind of...
Oh, okay, so it is completely fucked beyond belief. Okay.
It looks like when the magic was going on, the body sloughed off and the skeleton rose.
Are
And
there
then
any
the
like
magic failed. It fell down.
Oh.
But there
Any
is a
hair
skeleton
or
standing
anything?
behind him. There is brown hair, yes.
Okay. Well, our orders were to kill them on sight. I say, we let him have it. And Dio will charge forward towards the assembled skeletons and
It's only one. It's one
Oh.
skeleton and a woman. And she's not immediately
Okay.
taking an aggressive action. She seems to be on the back foot, more wanting to run. This does not seem like, I'm the big bad cultist, I'm here to steal your people. This looks more like a scared girl.
Well, we have our orders.
Keep her alive for questioning, I say as he runs towards her.
She's just a child.
A dagger in the hands of a kid is just as dangerous as an adult's.
You actually don't see her wielding a weapon. She's got a stick.
Well, it's a figure of speech.
I'm just making sure you know that she doesn't actually have a weapon.
I'm going to, can you, Yek takes a moment and looks at the girl, and he casts Detect Thoughts.
Alrighty. What's your spell modifier? Or what's your spell say? 13? And this is
13.
an intelligence? Say, what is this?
Yeah, Intelligence.
Wisdom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That one's always weird, because it's based on intelligence, but it goes off of wisdom. Alrighty, so let's see. Your bonus is that, plus you have a wisdom of that. They get a 23 as you feel their mental ability slam down. Actually, I think that's to press. Hang on, is that pressing or getting... Are you probing deeper or just trying to get surface level?
Right. So at first, I just want to get the surface level.
Because they don't think they can. They don't think they can resist that.
Right. I think it's unless I go deeper, then they save to resist.
Yeah, that's what I'm double checking. Yeah, you just immediately get surface thoughts. You get. Why is it always the fucking fist? They find a body and they just turn up. Probably a damn trap. And she is turning and booking it as she casts a spell in return, not going for an offensive one, as she flashbangs the hell out of the party. I need a Constitution save from the entire party. She manages to flashbang Yek and Falledar, stunning you, or not stunning you, blinding you and making you a little disoriented. As she turns to take off, Briar and Dea, y'all both get y'all's hands up in time to see her turning. As the skeleton reaches out with its arms, body blocking. As you see, it doesn't have any armor or weapons.
CC, can I use a luck point to reroll that or no?
Yes.
I would like to do that. Okay. Constitution.
You're gonna save, so Faladar's the only one that gets flashbanged.
Now, can I give chase to the girl?
Oh yeah, she's just taken off down the alley in the other direction. There is a body blocking skeleton stopping y'all from going and getting any further, so you'll have to deal with that thing first, because you're only in a one square alley.
All right. I'll charge forward, and screw it. I will lurch forward and do an unarmored strike by gripping its collarbone and smashing her forehead against its skull.
You're going for the skeleton?
Yes.
Okay. I need an athletics check.
Ugh.
Skeleton, they're not all that strong, so you might still make it. It is going to attempt that. So d20 plus your bonus of that. As it is going to step in the way as you're going to grab it, it's going to lash out with its fist, catching you full in the face, just bitch slapping you backwards, making you stumble back as it's holding its line. It's stance, arms up, ready to tango. Because it got beat you by one.
I was gonna go for an unarmed strike.
Oh, I thought you were trying to grapple.
No, I was going for an unarmed strike. That was just how I was describing the unarmed strike. It was just using her
then
forehead as
swing
the
on.
weapon.
I misunderstood. I thought you were trying to grapple and throw it away.
No.
Can I
So,
wild shape into a cat?
We're going to go down the line. Just
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
So go ahead and roll your attack, Dave. You are going to miss as it sidesteps out of the way and still gash you trying to get it back. It doesn't actually hurt, because it's not really putting a lot of pressure behind the blow. The blow is more to redirect you.
Motherfucker.
What
Alright,
is
that'll be it for
Briar doing?
I would like to wild shape into a floofy little cat
Gotcha.
and give chase.
Cats, are they small or are they tiny? I think they're small. Because if it's small, if it's small, you can't get by. If it's
then
you're tiny, so you can run through the thing of two sizes bigger, which it is, so you'd be able to go through the space.
okay, so I'm gonna chase the girl.
Alrighty, the skeleton is going to choose its attack opportunity as you rush past to try to kick you. That is going to be a 16. You
Yep.
are going to take a total of 1 damage. So I
I'm
don't
still alive.
think your cat's broken. So yeah, you're able to barrel past. The girl does have a bit of a head start, having been about 30 feet back anyway, but you're about 20 feet behind her.
Okay.
While that's going on, what is Yak doing?
So I have a question, and just would Yek have his familiar up right now or no?
His what?
Familiar?
I mean, have you summoned it in the past? Since we haven't seen it, it's probably in
Yes.
its
It's
thing.
not there. Okay.
I mean, it's in its bubble thing, which I think needs an action to bring it back. If I remember playing familiar.
Oh, let me look it up, or I can post it. Jiminy Christmas.
Because it's effectively in its pocket dimension.
So it takes an action to bring it out.
I think so. Let me double check it.
Looking it up.
Can't attack, disappears, blah, blah, blah. As an action, you can temporarily dismiss it. Alternatively, you dismiss it from her. As an action, while it's temporarily dismissed, you can cause it to reappear. So, yeah, it would take an action to make it reappear within 30 feet.
That's what I'll do. I'll make it reappear.
What kind of
Pretty much
familiar
like
do you have?
an owl.
Owl. Tweet, tweet.
It's a little bitty tiny owl. It's white.
Baby
And
snowy owl.
his name is Four Eyes.
Four Eyes,
And
the owl.
he's gonna stick where he sees where the cat is, and he sees where the girl is, so he's gonna go just follow. Yek himself, I've already used my action, but I'm gonna keep my eye on the skeleton and see if there's a way around.
No, until it's out of the way, it's going to block the terrain. Plus, you're also behind Dea. So there's not a lot of space to run through.
Okay. All right.
Well, that's going
Is
to
there
do
any
it.
way? Just real quick, is there any way, like, Yek's gonna look just see if there's a way to like intercept the girl or run the same direction, but or run parallel to the girl without having.
You're not familiar with the area, so you're not sure. You could send your owl up to figure it out next turn to get an idea of kind of the alleyways around. It'll take a second.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And what is Falledar the Blind doing? As he got flashbanged.
Nothing really. If you can't.
Repeat that, Blue. I think your mic gave out.
Falledar is just standing there, kind of just waiting for his eyesight to return.
Fair enough. Y'all can see Briarpatch has crouched down and is looking at the body. And Rook has taken off in the other direction. That'll bring us back to the girl who's going to keep sprinting down the right, take an alley and start going down. You'll see the ritual circle that's back near Yek and Briarpatch at this point has dimmed and the magic has gone out as she gets out of range. But she is hauling ass. That will bring us back to Dea, who you still have the skeleton in front of you. They haven't taken a swing at you, really. They haven't actively tried to do damage. They kicked at the cat, but they never went for a full attack on you. They still seem focused on blocking you, Dea.
She's frustrated and she needs something to hit, so she's gonna try and smash the skeleton again with an unarmed strike.
Gotcha. That's definitely going to hit. That is going to do double damage, as that gets in a good swing. That is... You have that much HP, and you take that much damage. So you do a pretty decent swing, but it's still holding on. And still blocking your way.
And then
As you crack some of its ribs.
now, with a bonus action, now I can attempt to grapple.
Gotcha. It is not going to manage to get out of the way of the grapple. As it has no muscle.
Try
Got strong bones, but
And-
strong bones don't matter if you don't have ligaments and muscle.
And she's going to march forward with it grappled and push forward so that Yek can.
Do note you'll be moving at half speed, so you only move 15 feet.
Yep. All right.
So you're
push
about
15
halfway.
feet.
No. From where you were, you hit there. So you went 15. So you brought another 15 feet before you hit the corner she went around.
All right. And that's it. That's all Dia is gonna do.
That brings us then to Briar.
I'm gonna keep running after her. I have a speed of, I believe, 40 feet, so I can dash to get
Well,
80.
You catch up with her fast. She is booking it. But you are faster as a kitty cat.
Okay. I'm just gonna meow at her.
She curses and tries to jump up on one of the rooftops.
Haha, joke's on her. I have a climb speed.
But
Climb the flex tower like a true kitten.
as that's going on, what's Yek doing? Is Yek, you can see Day is pushing the skeleton back.
Yeah, I'm gonna run by as fast as I can.
You still wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't have the room.
Could I like climb over them somehow or something using this part of my movement or all of my
You
movement?
could climb up onto the roofs and run across that way, but it would be an athletics check to try to pull yourself up.
Yeah, I mean, I could try that. I'll try it. I'm not very good at that.
You
but
also
I
will
just
have.
don't want.
Also, your owl's in the air. You can see if you run back off to the right, skip 2 alleys. You should be able to cut her off, but you can also see she's climbing onto a roof. What you also see is unseen by both Briar and this girl. Your boy, Rook, is already on the rooftops bearing down on them really fast. Because Rook has run about 80 speed. He's moving about the same speed as the cat. And he really hasn't kicked it into hyperdrive yet, because he can technically go 120. But he's going for a nice jog.
I'm definitely gonna run in the direction that I see where I go. If I go past the two turns, I'll just keep going straight. I'll cut her off. I'll go that way, and I'm
So
gonna
you turn
use
and run in a straight direction. Okay, cool.
right, and I'm gonna use adrenaline rush, orcish adrenaline rush.
Ooh, what's that?
That lets me take the dash action as a bonus action, and then I'm also wanting to take the dash action as my action.
Nice. I think that's 90 speed for you.
Yeah.
So you're double dashing like a
Quick,
rogue as
okay.
you're on the move.
Right.
As you're going to head him off.
And that's what that'll be my turn.
That brings us to Falledar. Falledar, your vision is unblurred again. What will you do?
Okay. Okay, I can see what where the group is going, right?
You can see Dea ahead of you. You don't know where Briar is. As your bridging was coming back, Yek ran out the alley, and is now behind you somewhere, going somewhere. And Briar Patch is just in front of you, looking at the ritual circle in the corpse. You also don't know where Rook went.
I look over and say, do I follow Yak?
I think you should stay here, you hear from Briar Patch. Somebody has to keep an eye on you, and maybe you can help me with this body.
All right, fine. I'll get some oil and some fire.
That's not what I meant.
What? We need to destroy the body. We're going to destroy the body?
No, we need to identify it.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're supposed to do that. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Old habits.
I'm concerned about your old habits. No, come help me.
That's fine. 1 second.
And no,
Okay,
the room isn't big enough to
Falledar.
cast Fireball.
Fireball. Why would you? Oh, right, yeah. But look, even then, I don't have that spell.
That's concerning.
What, you don't start your own fires?
No, you blew something up, but you don't have Fireball.
Look, yeah, I have the
Who's the
shatter
body
spell.
looking? Anything else from Falledar as you go to help Briar Patch?
Not much. He kind of just like looks over the body and everything, though he weirdly does check and see if there are any nails still on the victim.
Yeah, those are still there.
Oh, all right. I'll collect these later. Okay. So what else do we need to identify this thing? Its teeth. Any birthmarks?
They're also going through the wet bag that is that body, but we'll get back to y'all here in a second. As that girl does manage to get up on the roof and is taking off after that, Dea, the skeleton is trying to push you back. Another athletics check. Nope, you still got the edge. You're still shoving it back. It's still not trying to hurt you. It's definitely trying to slow you down, but it hasn't taken a swing at you since I did that initial punch. But Briar, as you're trying to climb up,
Mhm.
as you are using your claws to get up, you see another cat go flying over the alley, and you hear crashing on the roof above you.
Ooh.
As you
Like
get
as
up
he
the side, you see Rook has jumped over the alley onto this bitch, and they have both hit the ground.
I
Not
will
the
hop
ground,
down.
but the roof. They're still on the roof.
Okay, then
They
I'll
just tripped.
approach.
You can see Rook has rolled past, but the girl is trying to get up. You do have time to get up next to her.
Okay, I'll get up next to her.
What are you going to do now?
I'm gonna try and sit on top of her. I know it won't do much, but
As a small cat?
actually, you know what? I'm gonna drop Wild Shape and help try to hold her down.
Gotcha. As you jump on her as a cat, then turn into a giant fluffy sheep and just suffocate her under the fluff.
Look, we don't want to hurt you.
What's Yek doing as you are dashing around the corner? You see just as Briar the cat goes over the rooftop. You can hear the crashing up above.
Can I pinpoint where the crashing is coming from?
Oh, yeah,
Or
it's
run
right
to
there.
it? Or
It's on the roof. You can see Briar climbing up.
can I get to it or no?
You'd have to dash climb, but your first dash takes you to the foot of it. You'd have to dash to get up.
Um, yeah, I'm going to try that if I can. Yeah,
Alrighty, roll me in athletics.
athletics. Big money, no whammies.
You manage to get up. As you can see the flute that is Briar laying on this escaped team. Rook is just in front of them.
Please don't make this hard. Say, and just wait for her to make a move.
Oh, she's trying to squirm out from under Briar. You
Okay,
can
then
see
I'll help
her
Briar.
staff has fallen and has rolled over near Rook. There is also, you can barely see under the fluff, but there is what looks like a grimoire belted to her hip.
Okay, well, I'm just going to help pin her down.
Okay.
I'm not
Elsewhere.
going to hurt her. I'm not going to hurt at all.
Gotcha.
Just use my strength to
Yeah, I don't
hold her.
do that either.
Elsewhere, Falledar. You and the other kitty cat are going over the body still. They are looking for wounds to see what killed this individual. Do you wish to do anything while they're doing that?
You're muted, bud.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I asked. Falledar, but they would look at but they, uh, but the Briar Patch is its name.
Briar Patch, yes. Or Patches.
Yeah, Patches would notice that the way he looks over it is sort of like someone preparing something for a ritual sacrifice. As he kind of like looks over, analyzes the body, looks over like parts, and even takes one of the fingernails.
That is very concerning. You should probably leave that with the body.
He then proceeds to eat one of the fingernails.
That is even more concerning.
Huh. It's a pity. This one was quite young. This would have been good.
Good for what?
Oh, have you found the cause of death yet?
They're more looking at you who just ate a finger. Just ripped it off and ate it.
Right. No. Oh no. Oh. Oh. I do apologize. Sorry. My mother's taught me how to do this when you look over a dead body.
That's
You
not
always
what you're
take a
supposed
trophy
to
from
do.
it to use for later.
No. No, that is absolutely not what you do. Ah! Elsewhere. The group of y'all, or not in really combat, so I'm not an initiative, the rest of y'all have managed to pin this team down. She is squirming, but between Briar and Yek, she's not really having much luck getting out from under them.
Look, we don't want to hurt you. We just want to ask some questions.
We just want to talk.
That's all they ever want to do before they start with the hitting. And she's trying to kick at you, trying to get you back and away. Dea, what are you doing with the skeleton? Are you still trying to break it or just shove it back?
Well, she was gonna pick it up, like as she has it grappled, like lift it up and then like choke slam it into the ground.
Yeah, you're able to do that. It is on the ground now, and the alleyway in which everybody else ran off is clear. You can run off that way.
And she's gonna look back like, okay, Yak, you can. Fuck.
You turn around just in time to see Falledar eat the fingernail.
What the? You know what? And I thought mummies were insane.
Hey, don't insult my moms.
But do you take off to join the others? Leaving that
Uh,
situation behind?
If Briar Patch doesn't need my assistance anymore.
No, I said Dea.
I'll send.
Oh damn!
Oh, my bad.
It's like, it's still not attacking her.
You choke slammed it into a box. It's still trying to get up.
Okay, she's just gonna keep it planted firmly there.
Yeah, it's still trying to shove you out. It never swings at you again. It does try to shove you out of the way, but you do have the advantage now that it's on the ground.
Gonna place her boot on one of its arms and just like extra keep it down like, dead, I hate undead, I hate undead, I hate undead, I hate undead.
So what's going on upstairs? This girl is trying to get to her staff. Between the pair of you, there's no way she's getting close to it, as Rook has walked up and flipped it into his grip.
Look, are you a part of the cult?
What cult?
The Dead Three?
What Dead Three?
Okay, I'm getting up off of her.
She squirms harder now that you're let go. Yek still has her fully pinned. Hand on the shoulder and arm, the other one on the back of the neck to make sure she's not going anywhere. Using his knee to keep her waist from going anywhere. She's very well pinned. She ain't going nowhere. It's at this point, Yek, you start to realize a couple things that you didn't notice with Briar's fluff in the way. This girl is on the smaller side. She's standing about 5'4" normally, but now that you have her pinned, you notice she's very thin. She's not skin and bone thin, but she's not a healthy weight.
Is she human or elf or?
She's human.
Okay. What is your name?
Why should I tell you? As she tries to kick at you, just to absolutely no avail.
Because I am trying to help you.
Sounds like you're trying to break my waist.
We just want to talk.
You don't have to sit on me to talk.
I look over at Rook. If I let her go, we can catch her, yeah?
Yeah. Young. Did he just
I'll
meow?
get up.
Did he just meow?
We love cats here. We love cats. But anyway, yeah, I'll let her go.
She immediately gets up and tries to run, only to get tripped by her own staff, going face first into the tiles again. Ow! You see her hat has fallen off, and she is grabbing her face as she fell on her nose.
I'm going to cast message and send a message to Dea. Dea, we caught the girl. Come over to the roof. Just follow the owl.
I'm currently busy at the moment keeping this damn skeleton on the ground. Should be in the ground.
You
honestly.
see, as you're holding it, it pops one of its arms out, grabs its arm by the wrist, rips it out from under you, flips it around in its hand, and bitch slaps the hell out of you with its disconnected hand.
And in response, she will sock it in the jaw.
Are you trying to hurt it? Because the bitch slap doesn't hurt.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
annoying.
She's trying to send a message.
Okay, roll me unarmed. It's prone, so you have advantage.
No, that's right.
You're gonna hit. Do me some more damage. As that is going to crack it majorly, as you see purple energy still trying to hold it together, but it is only barely doing so.
Gonna just straight across the jaw, like mine hurts a lot more.
As you feel it's getting considerably weaker underneath you. So, what does Briar and Yek do?
Can you tell us your name?
What does it matter? You'll just drag me off to some jail and throw me in it, or worse, one of those fucking orphanages again.
No, we
What if
won't.
we just let you go?
Repeat that, Yek?
What if we just let you go at the end of this?
Then let me go. There's nothing
No,
you want.
Yes, you do. You have information.
What information?
I look at Briar.
Don't look at me. What? Why are you playing with dead bodies?
Because people suck. They're a lot better when they're all bony.
Did you kill that person?
No! Why would I do that? Killing people's just gonna get more trouble in my head. They found him there.
Okay.
You see she makes a lunge at Rook to try to get her staff back, only to get the staff use to knock her feet out from under her again, and she goes tumbling down again.
Sorry, I'm fading, so I'm trying to
You're good.
use my brain.
Look, if the kid's not gonna tell us anything, let's just sell them to somewhere or something and get some money out of them.
You see her eyes go wide, and she
We are
immediately
not
puts a hand
slavers.
on
Yeah, I look back to like Briarpatch and Rook, and I give them like a wink after I say that.
Rook's pinching the bridge of his nose, as this girl has put a hand on her grimoire, and you see she is now actively trying to summon magic that will hurt.
Child, I'm telling you this now.
Do know
If
you're
you
still
do
in
not
the
put
alley.
that book down. Oh what? Oh, I thought we were gathered around them already.
No. At most, you're over with Dea.
Wait, then how did she hear my threat?
You're yelling at them from down below. You're only a little ways away, but you're not up close, so you can't see her, but you can hear her.
Oh.
It's more Briar and Yak that recognize she's casting a spell to her. It is the spell Witch Bolt. She seems to be
Hey, you
struggling
don't
to
need
cast
to
it,
do
though.
You
Especially
don't
those.
need to do that.
Oh man, you're making this so difficult.
Uh, How about we put down the spell book?
You see, yet again, Rook just kind of taps her on the back of the legs. She's facing the two of y'all, and her legs collapse again, breaking her concentration on the spell as it blasts into the ceiling.
I have that spell.
She doesn't seem to be the best at magic, but she's trying. Which means her incantations are a little longer. She has to do them like several times to actually get the spell to work.
Look, can you tell us your name? My name is Briar.
I am Yak.
Why would I want to tell slavers anything? You just gotta
We're
sell
not
me off.
slavers. We're not slavers.
We are hired mercenaries.
That's
We
just
are
as
looking.
bad.
We are looking for specific people.
I'm not
Not
that
you.
specific people. Let me go.
You might know where they are.
Why would I know where they are?
You hang out in the slums.
This isn't the slums, this is the warehouse, you don't. Fucking orcs, always stupid as hell.
Yak doesn't say anything. He's not used to dealing with teenagers.
Look, this was a misunderstanding. If you just cooperate with us for a little bit, and we'll let you go.
That's what they all say.
Well, what I'm
Always
saying is
say.
Slavers!
we aren't slavers.
So at this point, she's moved a little bit closer to the edge, and she can definitely see Falledar now. Falledar, you
Yeah,
can see her.
for intimidation purposes, Falledar's forehead and face is just covered and caked in his own blood.
Why? What did you do?
He was going. Oh, he just took one of his horns and like cut the top of his forehead so he can cover himself in blood. He did it as a way to try and scare the child.
God.
You see her mid-bitching about the lot of you, goes to gesture at Falledar, and just kind of stops. What the fuck happened to you? Did you trip and break your fucking head open?
I look at her and I say, this is what happens if you keep on the path you're on. This is what's going to happen to you.
What, I'm gonna cut my own forehead on a rock?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
It
does
seemed
tell
like a
the
good
truth.
idea at the time. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but
Yeah, you can see, you and Briar can both see, she seems to have forgotten the whole slaver thing based on seeing Falledar and just being flabbergasted by what's going on there. Nilks didn't even do anything. What happened to your head?
You know, I had this idea. I guess I had this idea, but I guess it didn't work out in practice. He just shrugs.
You see her shoulders just kind of sag, and she's just like, what? She looks to y'all, trying to get an answer. Back to Falledar, back to y'all. She has no idea what's going on anymore.
I look at her and I say, I told you, we're not slavers.
I can see that. That's incompetence to an... Oh my god. It's not even their blood. It tastes blood. I don't... She puts her hands in her face and just screams into it. And then she plops down on the ground. Or not on the ground, on the roof.
Not the result I intended, but I'll take where I can get.
Let's let Briar talk to her.
All right. I wonder if Briar Patch has finished identifying that body.
Briar, as you're stepping forward, you do feel a tap on your shoulder.
Mhm.
As you don't know where this cat fucking got it. You have been given a full, fresh loaf of bread.
Oh. Well, I will
And
sit
then
down
you get
next
pushed
to.
forward.
Okay, I'll sit next to the girl and offer the bread.
She's still glaring at Falledar down below, takes it, and immediately starts nomming on it. Just you can immediately recognize somebody that hasn't eaten in a while with the way she eats, as she shovels this shit down.
I'm sorry about that, Falledar.
Why are you sorry? He's just stupid.
Well, that's a little harsh, but you're not wrong.
He split up on his own forehead.
I see that. But look, we're looking for some specific people, and we accidentally mistaken you as maybe one of them. I'm not saying you are, and we apologize for that. But maybe you know something.
Do you have any more bread or crackers?
I'll take out some rations and give them to her.
She's gonna nod.
I promise we'll let you go after we're done talking.
She doesn't say anything.
Have you seen any suspicious people walking around in the district here?
She points at Falledar.
Other than Falledar.
Most people would say I'm suspicious. Well, that's just because I don't like people. Skeletons are better company.
Okay, understandable. I see where your point is. Have you noticed any weird symbols on walls or anything?
There's the one in the sewers.
What does it look like?
It's a hidden ward to make sure nobody can see a door. Effectively illusion magic. It's made to make the door look like a wall.
Where in the sewers is this?
In the warehouse 2 over.
Thank you. That really helps.
What
Have
else?
you seen anything else?
There was the dead lady.
The one that you were using?
Yeah,
Where did you find her?
right there.
Right where you were performing the ritual?
Yeah, it's better than trying to move and desecrate the corpse.
How long has she been dead, could you tell?
About 4 hours.
Do you know how she died?
Multiple stab wounds to the heart, slitting of the throat, and the gouging of the eyes.
You did not witness?
Mm-mm. I wasn't here when she died. I just got here
Have
half an
you-
hour ago.
Do you have a home?
She gestures around.
What is your name?
You hear her say in a small voice, Raven.
Raven?
Raven.
All right, Raven. Have you heard of any other murders here in the warehouse district?
Mm-hmm. 12.
Recent?
Mm-hmm. Last 10 days or so. It's also 3 up in the noble sector, 4 in the low lantern, couple in the outskirts, 1 or 2 over in the merchants.
Do you happen to know? Go ahead.
With anything carved into their bodies?
No, mostly slaughtered. It's the ones that got dragged away, probably, that has carvings in them.
Where did you get your skeleton?
Oh, I found him in the forest years ago. His name's Milky.
I send a message to Dea. I say, the skeleton's her pet.
The dead are not pets. The dead should remain dead.
Oh. She's a child.
To desecrate the body of the dead is to deny immortality to the soul.
She'd respond if she could hear it, but that's through message, so she can't.
Just don't kill the skeleton.
Dea on the ground, the skeleton's flipping you off with both fingers.
Dea sighs and like she is trembling. She really, really does not like the idea of doing it, but she relents
You
and
can't get
relaxes
up.
the
It's
grip
like
on
some
it.
broken at the moment.
Well, no, I was going to say she lets go of her iron grip on the damn thing and stands up. I don't like this.
It's good to have eyes in the warehouse district. This
Can I
girl,
see the
Necromancy.
skeleton?
No, it's currently in a crate.
Okay.
You can see Dea stepping back from it, though.
this girl sees a lot. She'll help us in the future if we just let her be. Um, so Yek's gonna look at the girl and be like, "Listen, we're looking for followers of the Dead Three.
What are the dead 3?
If you hear of it, you let me know.
Well, I don't
That's
know what
all
they
I
are.
care about."
How do I tell you about something if I don't know what it is?
There's some very bad gods that
They're
should have been
fallen
killed a while
gods.
ago.
Which ones? Bane, Ball, and Mercule.
Bane, Ball, and Merkel.
You see, there's nothing going on behind the first 2, not for Bane, not for Ball, but the second you see Mercule, her face immediately changes to one of rage, and she's almost hissing as she backs away from you.
Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong?
You shouldn't say that name.
I'm sorry you wanted to know who they were.
I didn't know he was one.
He is.
Are you a follower?
No! He gives us all a bad name. Lawrence bones my bony ass. He just
Do not
gives necromancers a bad name.
You can see, like, Yak's having a hard time trying to communicate with this teenager.
So, like everyone else talking to a teenager.
Okay, let me start over. I just want you to let me know if you run into any of these people. Can you do that?
I mean, I don't know where you're gonna be.
Oh, I'll figure out a way for us to communicate.
That just means you're gonna call the cops on me.
No, we're not.
There's a
I pull
little...
out my badge. And I show it to her.
So you are the cops!
I say, no.
She's gonna
Again.
aggressively flop back on the roof of the warehouse.
Oh, God, this girl.
As she's leaning back, you realize just how thin she is. As you get it, the belts and whatnot don't cover it as well when she's laying back. If you're honest with yourself, with how thin she is, you don't know if she's gonna live long enough to actually be helpful. She's starting to look more like the skeleton than any of y'all.
Ouch.
Doesn't look like she's eaten a lot recently.
What's the name of the inn we're staying at?
The Hearthstone.
If you trust me, we can get you a room at the Hearthstone, and you will be well fed.
Briar.
Hmm?
Do you remember the conversation we had earlier?
Yes, but look at her. She's a child.
Technically, she's late teens, early 20s.
But she's young. Look at her.
I'm not saying we can't help her. I'm saying donations. No donations. We can help her. Not with money. All right. So we need to figure out how to feed her regularly. She's not gonna go to no inn. I promise you that. No
You see
tavern.
her immediately sit up and look away from you, moving faster than you've seen her move yet. We need to get off the roofs now.
What's
Okay.
the phone?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's just follow her. And we
Okay.
just follow her. Trust exactly what she says.
As she jumps down and disappears into one of the warehouse, yanking it open by a broken window. Come on.
I message Daya and get the others. Let's go.
Where?
Follow the
Yeah,
owl.
that's
I send Four Eyes to fetch them.
You can see them jump down. They're just down the alley. You're at the corner.
Oh, they're jumping down into the alley. I thought they were jumping into the
No, they jump down
building.
into the alley and then through a window across the alley.
Oh, God damn it. Pick up what remains of the skeleton and just sort of haul it with me. I should not be doing this. 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 She leaps into the window with the skeleton on her back.
Falledar, do you follow? You can see Briarpatch sprinting back up there as well.
I'll wait for Briar Patch, and then I'll see if they want to follow them.
Oh yeah, they grab your hand and race after the others.
Guess we're moving. I'm just having noticed like, I knew we should have sold that kid.
As you follow the kid into the warehouse and you get low, just as you hear something hit the rooftop above. It sounds like footsteps. But that, for tonight, is where we're going to be ending it. Good job, you guys. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us this week. And for those listening in, I hope you come back to see where this goes next, because, oh boy, do we have a story to tell. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week. Peace.